Today's lesson is called Ancient Babylon, named as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And my name is Helen.
And today, folks, we are going to learn about one of the newest UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Apparently, Ancient Babylon has been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, what are these? Well, basically, think of the most impressive places on planet Earth, usually man-made places. Think of these places and also think about how they're going to survive, okay? We as humans do want to preserve really cool things. So what do? We name them World Heritage Sites, i.e., we're calling these things remarkable, great, worthy of preservation, okay? This is the official stamp, by the way, you put on a place like this to make sure that it's going to stay on planet Earth, won't be wiped out or ruined by people or stuff like that. You call it a World Heritage Site, and you make it clear this place is great, it's awesome. Let's maintain it so that future generations can enjoy it as well.
That's right. And UNESCO here is a body of the United Nations. More specifically, it's an acronym, or it stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It's made up of 193 member states, or 193 countries. And these countries together, the representatives together, decide which places in the world deserve the status of UNESCO World Heritage Site.
All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be learning about how Babylon, ancient Babylon, has become a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Ancient Babylon named as UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO has listed the ancient city of Babylon, located 85 kilometers south of Baghdad, as a World Heritage Site, following over 3 decades of lobbying by Iraq.
大家好，第一部分我们看到片语 list as 表示把登录为列为as 之后可以接名词或形容词。例如 This national park has been listed on the travel guidebook as a must-see tourist attraction. 这个国家公园被旅游手册列为一定要造访的观光胜地。另外补充一个相关片语 top the list 表示为之首，居之冠。top 在此做动词用。我们可以说This restaurant tops the list of the best restaurants in town. 这间餐厅荣登镇上最佳餐厅名单的榜首。接着我们看到一个动词 lobby 指游说，试图说服政府、官方团体等，像是 Many business leaders gathered to have a meeting about how to lobby the government for tax breaks. 许多商业领袖聚集开会，讨论如何游说政府减税。另外 lobby 也可以是名词，指大厅、门廊。我们可以说 I need to rest for a while in my room, so let's meet in the lobby at 4 o'clock. 我需要在我房间休息一下，所以我们4点在大厅见吧。
And welcome back. Today we're talking about Babylon, the ancient city of Babylon, and how it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, UNESCO has listed the ancient city of Babylon, located 85 kilometers south of Baghdad, as a World Heritage Site, following over 3 decades of lobbying by Iraq. So UNESCO has decided to list this ancient city as a World Heritage Site. We have this phrase here, listed as, and it means to be included or mentioned in the list. And as we know, UNESCO has a long list of World Heritage Sites. It includes monuments and cities and towns all over the world, not just in Europe, but also in Asia and in Africa. So it's only recently that Babylon has been included in this list. And And the reason why it was included recently is that people for 3 decades, for 30 years, have been lobbying for the inclusion of Babylon in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
Yes, they've been trying to influence governments and stuff like that to make ancient Babylon a World Heritage Site. Okay, now here, yes, UNESCO has got a long list of these sites that are meant to be preserved or will be preserved in perpetuity. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But don't go away. When we come back, we'll be learning some about ancient Babylon.
First mentioned in writing in the 23rd century BC, Babylon was a center of civilization from the 18th to the 6th century BC. The walled city was known around the world as the home of the Tower of Babel. Many believe it was also the location of the Hanging Gardens, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The ancient city's ruins have been looted and damaged by war, as have many other historical sites in Iraq in recent decades. Cotton al-Abid, the director of Iraq's Basra Antiquities Department, said that he believes recognition by UNESCO will encourage research and development of the site.
第二部分我们看到单字 loot， 这个字是动词，有抢劫、洗劫的意思。举例来说 Many shops were looted during the riot last night. 许多商店在昨晚的暴动中被洗劫。另外 loot 也可以是名词，指战利品、掠夺物、赃物。我们可以说 The man was caught for committing robbery, but no loot was discovered. 那位男子因为涉嫌抢劫被抓，赃物却下落不明。再来，我们看到一个名词 antiquity， 指古物、古董。例如 You can find Greco-Roman antiquities at the exhibition area of the museum. 你可以在博物馆的展示区找到希腊罗马时代的古物。再来，我们看到一个单字 recognition， 这个字是名词，指认可、承认、赏识。举例来说 The store owner gained recognition for his local volunteer work. 那间店的老板因为在当地做志工服务而获得赞誉。另外补充这个字的动词 recognize, R-E-C-O-G-N-I-Z-E, recognize, 指认出、辨识。例如 Lauren has lost so much weight that I didn't recognize her. Lauren 瘦了好多，所以我没认出她来。
And welcome back. So we're going to learn a bit about the ancient city of Babylon. Now, the city was first mentioned in writing in the 23rd century BC, and Babylon was a center of civilization from the 18th to the 6th century BC. So during that period, Babylon was a pretty important city. It was a center of civilization, meaning it was pretty well developed. It had an advanced culture, right alongside ancient civilizations like ancient Greece, ancient Rome. It was important. It made a lot of contributions to humanity. Now, the ancient city of Babylon, which was a walled city, was known around the world as the home of the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, to most people, probably is most well known as the Tower of Babel that's mentioned in the Bible. So what is it about this tower that's so famous?
Well, I believe there was a biblical story that long ago people all spoke the same language, but then that all fell apart. It had to do with something that happened at the Tower of Babel, and then people started babbling at one another in different tongues. It's a great story. Look it up. But let's get back to Babylon. People believe that the Tower of Babel was in Babylon. Makes sense? Yes, they do sound alike. That's not a coincidence. Anyways, civilization these days. Civilization just refers to any place where human beings live together in somewhat large numbers. Like a city, you could call that a center of civilization. Me, if you've been listening to this program, you probably know that I am not a fan of camping. But every once in a while, I do have to go camping. And boy, am I ever glad to get home and when we return to civilization.
Now, when we think of Iraq and we think about Babylon, we We sometimes think of it in negative terms, especially in the Bible. Babylon is mentioned a lot as a city full of evil and full of evil people who sin a lot. But the reality is that Babylon and Iraq and that whole part of the world is the seat of civilization, of culture, of scientific discoveries, of artistic production. So aside from the Tower of Babel, ancient Babylon was also the home of the Hanging Gardens. It was also the location of the Hanging Gardens, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Here, location basically means the place where something or someone is, where they are located. It's the location of something. So I could say something like, what is the location of the party? And somebody will give me the address. So ancient Babylon is the location of many interesting things, the Tower of Babel being one, and the other is the Hanging Gardens. Even though today the Hanging Gardens, I don't think you can see it anymore. I think it was destroyed or ruined because it was built so long ago. But it has been mentioned in the historical writings of ancient Greek historians, and they describe the absolute beauty of the Hanging Gardens.
Yeah, apparently the Hanging Gardens were something else. They were so awesome that they were considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Now, sadly, not all of these wonders still exist. They didn't make it into modern times. We now have a list of the modern 7 wonders of the world, and I believe that a couple of those 7 wonders of the ancient world have survived, but not all of them did. Some of them were destroyed. I believe that the Great Pyramids at Giza, they were actually included on both of these lists, and yes, they're still around. They were one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and they're still one of the 7 wonders of the modern world, and yes, they're still with us. How cool. Those pyramids have really stood the test of time.
Right, so the ancient city's ruins have been looted and damaged by war, as have many other historical sites in Iraq in recent decades. So unfortunately, most of the ancient structures and buildings are no longer fully in their original state because they have been destroyed by time, by war, by maybe other causes. So the ancient city's ruins have been looted as well and damaged by war. Now, we know the word ruin usually as a verb. It's to destroy something or to make something not whole. But here, ruins is being used as a noun and as a plural noun. And it means the parts of a building or structure that remain after it has been damaged. So one of the most famous ruins, for instance, is the city of Pompeii, the entire city, because it was damaged by a volcano, by Mount Vesuvius. So if you go to Pompeii today, you will see many ruins of the city the way it once was.
The last 30 to 40 years have not been good ones for Iraq. They've been constantly at war with Iran and the United States, and oh man, yes, a lot of these precious historical sites have been either ruined or looted while these wars have taken place and stuff like that. It's not a good situation.
Right, and to be looted means to have things stolen from the premises, from that particular place. And places get looted usually when there is a natural disaster or when there's war, when there's mass confusion and people take that opportunity to go and steal things. So Iraq has been in this very turbulent situation during these 3 decades. However, Katan al-Abid, the director of Iraq's Basra Antiquities Department, said that he believes recognition by UNESCO will encourage research and development of the site. So those are his words, quote, will encourage research and development of the site. So he is saying that if the ancient city of Babylon is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, then that recognition will help save Babylon, the ancient city of Babylon, as a place that is important that everyone will care about.
There you go. By the way, antiquities, okay? When we're talking about antiquities, we're talking about really old things, okay? Like antiques, but even older than that. We're talking about ancient objects, maybe ancient art objects and stuff like that, or ancient stuff found in important historical sites like ancient Babylon, okay? Archaeologists very often deal with antiquities, the recovering of antiquities and things like that. And yes, here we have someone who thinks that recognition by UNESCO will be good for ancient Babylon. Here, recognition, by the way, is proper acknowledgement. Okay, now that UNESCO has recognized this site, people are going to take it more seriously because it has been publicly acknowledged by UNESCO. UNESCO knows about it and has put this on its list of World Heritage Sites. And yes, this is going to be a good thing, I believe. All right, folks, with that, it's now time for us to take another break. But don't go away. When we come back, we'll finish up our article on ancient Babylon.
Residents and officials gathered at the city's gate to celebrate the recognition, which they hope will attract tourists and benefit the local economy. Visitors can walk through the ruins of brick and clay buildings and see the famous Lion of Babylon statue. International attention may help stop the destruction of Babylon and other Iraqi historical sites and protect artifacts from the cradle of civilization.
第三部分，我们看到名词 resident， 意思是居民，像是 Only residents of the town were allowed to swim at the private beach. 唯有镇上居民可以在私人海滩上游泳。最后，我们看到一个单字 artifact， 用来表示有历史价值的工艺品、器物。例如 My dream is to own an artifact store in the countryside. 我的梦想是在乡下开一间工艺品店。
And finishing up our article on ancient Babylon. So Babylon, the ancient city, has been included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site list. And to celebrate this event, residents and officials gathered at the city's gate to celebrate the recognition, which they hope will attract tourists and benefit the local economy. So residents or people who live in a particular place, in this case in Iraq, or maybe near the ancient city of Babylon, where the ancient city of Babylon used to be. And also, Iraqi officials gathered at the city's gate to celebrate the fact that ancient Babylon has been recognized by UNESCO. And this is a good thing for them because it means when people find out that it is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, they may want to come and look at this attraction to find out more about it. And of course, this is going to help the local economy. It's going to bring in money. It's going to help them in terms of the infrastructure, maybe improve their standard of life and everything else that goes with a better economy.
There you go. By the way, when we're talking about the word economy, what we're talking about is the business environment of some place. So how are the companies doing in some area? Are they making a lot of money? Are they doing a lot of business? So on and so forth. Are people fully employed? Are they making enough money that they can buy things and stuff like that? And whenever we're talking about situations like these, we're talking about the economy of a place. For instance, in the United States, if you want to know how the economy is doing, you need to check the Dow Jones Industrial Index, okay? That's a pretty good idea of how businesses in the United States are doing. Thus, it gives you an idea of how the economy of the United States is doing as a whole. Anyways, moving on, the next sentence says, visitors can walk through the ruins of brick and clay buildings and see the famous Lion of Babylon statue. So yes, if you're a visitor, please tread lightly, but yes, you can see these wonderful wonders to behold there in the ancient city of Babylon.
Right, and international attention may help stop the destruction of Babylon and other Iraqi historical sites and protect artifacts from the cradle of civilization. So once again, if more people know what the ancient city of Babylon is, know more about it because it has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, there will be more interest in helping to protect it because Iraq is not exactly a peaceful area. There are a lot of things going on. There's war and there are some other problems. So if more attention is paid to its heritage, its cultural heritage, its history, and how much contribution that area of the world has made to civilization in general, then there might be more interest in protecting those artifacts.
There you go. Hopefully this attention, the international attention, will help the destruction of Babylon and sites like that. By the way, if we're talking about destruction, we're talking about damage done to something. We're talking about something that has been destroyed or ruined, okay? Yeah, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about destruction. Anyway, stopping destruction is a good thing, especially in places like Babylon or historical sites found there in Iraq, which is the cradle of civilization. Let's go ahead and take care of that as best as we can. All right, everyone, with that, it's time for us to end our article on Babylon, but don't go away. The Chinese teacher is on her way.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文最后一句提到说，国际关注或许有助于巴比伦和其他伊拉克古迹不再受到破坏，并且有助于保护文明摇篮的工艺品。好，这边有两个单字 destruction 和 artifact， 我们来学它们的字首字根。好，首先来看 destruction， 它的字根 struct struct 这个部分它有pile 或者是 build 的意思，也就是堆叠或是建造。像 structure 就是由 struct 这个字根表示建造，然后再加上名词字尾 ure 而来的，那 structure 就可以表达结构、构造体、建筑物等等。好，那在 destruction 这个字当中，它的字首 de 表示去除或是否定，那么 struct 表示建造， ion 则是名词字尾。好，当我们把这个构造啊，某个建筑物把它除掉，那就表示要把它破坏掉嘛，所以可以联想到 destruction 它有毁灭、破坏的意思。顺便补充两个有相同字根的单字，第一个是 construct construct， 好，它的字首 con 表示一起，那么 struct 这个部分表示建造，好，那合在一起 construct 就表示建造、建构、构成。好，第二个字 obstruct obstruct， 它的字首 ob 表示妨碍，那么 struct 表示建造，所以合在一起这个 obstruct 它就有阻止、妨碍或是挡住、堵塞的意思。好，下一个要讲解的是 artifact， 它的字首字根。先来看 fact 这个部分 fact 或者是 fac， 或者是你可能会看到 fic fict fect 等等，这些字根呢，它们表示做、制作或是产生。像 fact 这个名词，我们知道它有事实的意思，那它其实就是源自于实际上有做的事情这样的概念来表达。好，那还有像 factory 工厂，还有 manufacture 制造，这些字当中我们都可以看得到字根 fact 都是跟制造有关。好，那在 artifact 这个字当中，它的字首 art 表示艺术，那么 fact 表示制作，那中间用字母 i 来连接 art 跟 fact，这个 I 是用来连接复合字的两个要素，那合在一起 artifact 就表示手工艺品、人工制品。好，顺便补充两个也有这一类字根的单字，第一个字是 defect defect， 它的字首 de 表示 down 或者是 away， 就有这种向下离开的语义。那么字根 fect 表示制作，那同学们可以试着联想，你做出来的东西去把它往下丢，把它丢开来，那就表示这东西应该是有缺陷，是有问题的，所以 defect 这个字当名词，它就是指这个瑕疵或是缺陷。如果我们在后面加上形容词字尾 ive 变成 defective， 那就可以用来形容有问题的、有缺陷的。好，再补充一个字是 proficiency proficiency， 好，它的字首 pro 表示在什么什么之前，然后加上 fic 表示做，至于字尾的这个 ency 它是名词字尾。好，同学们可以试着想，如果你对某件事很精通、很熟练，动作就会做比别人快，那在别人做完之前，你就已经把事情完成了，所以应该可以联想到 proficiency 它有精通熟练的意思。好，以上是这些重点整理，我们回顾这些单字吧。
Civilization. The development of artificial intelligence may significantly change civilization as we know it. Location. This house is so expensive, partly because it's in a really desirable location. Ruin. We went on a trip to Scotland to see the ruins of several castles. Recognition. Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, but it has not received official recognition as a state from all United Nations members. Resident. Residents have requested that the city build a parking garage to solve the shortage of parking spaces. Economy. Experts worry that the health of the global economy is currently under threat. Destruction. The organization works to stop the destruction of the rainforest.
Discussion Starter starts now!
Helen, it's time for our discussion starter. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How can international attention help protect historical sites?
International attention can help by recognizing the value of a particular site because if many people think that something is valuable, then it's easier to protect it.
There you go. International attention is great. It can increase awareness of historical sites that we don't even know are historical sites, okay? Once you raise that awareness, once you raise that attention, once you make sure that the public is conscious of something, this is always a good thing because it helps people to know what they should and shouldn't do in a certain place. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.